Big news this week about the medical field in Connecticut. The pandemic certainly has been tough on the industry, and there's been a shortage of doctors, nurses, and healthcare workers. Well, now Quinnipiac University and Hartford HealthCare are partnering up to help build what is now called the workforce of tomorrow. With us today to talk about this are the president and CEO of Hartford HealthCare, Jeff Flaks, and the president of QU, Judy Olean. And presidents, good to see you here with us today.
Thank you.
And I'll begin with you, Jeff. What exactly is the shortage like today?
Oh, these shortages are significant. When we look into the future, and we look out to 2030, there's the projection of this country being short millions of nurses. We look out a shortage of physicians, hundreds of thousands of physicians. So the need to train more people here in Connecticut, connect them to Connecticut institutions, and ultimately retain them in Connecticut, it's a vital, vital issue for us in the future in the state.
And so, Judy, how does Quinnipiac figure into this whole
Well, let me add some numbers to Jeff's. Both of us are on the Workforce Council of the Governor. We need in Connecticut 3,000 nurses annually to replenish the demand, and of course we don't have that. What we're looking at with Hartford HealthCare is not just that they're taking over managing the integrated health care for our students and student athletes, but they will also create new pipelines of students into the workforce in healthcare, nurses, physicians, physical therapists, physician's assistants, and with them we'll be delivering curricula that are cutting edge, preparing our students with immersive experiences in the healthcare setting and producing them not just for Hartford HealthCare but for all of the state partners in healthcare.
Jeff, we have profiled your doctors and nurses who worked really hard during the pandemic. Did the pandemic turn others off from the industry, or did it encourage them to enter it?
I think in many ways it's encouraged people to enter it. I mean, has there ever been a better time in healthcare to see what the impact people have, the need, the opportunity to help people when they're most vulnerable? The critical work that people do in the front lines of healthcare. So Dennis, I really believe the issue here is figuring out more ways to use what we have to offer, experiential learning, building and strengthening and expanding the programs, the vital training programs at Quinnipiac. So ultimately the pipeline is deeper and broader, and then together we work to, as early as possible, retain the people we're educating in Connecticut. Connecticut's an exporter of people who get educated in Connecticut, and we need everyone who's coming to our schools and universities ultimately to stay in Connecticut.
Were there new jobs or new job opportunities created during the pandemic to deal with certain things that didn't exist before?
There have been, but look, we need to transform healthcare. And if you think healthcare it's old, it's fragmented, it's not accessible at the level it needs to be. Healthcare needs to become something very different, and we learned a lot during the pandemic. Dennis, I've said so many times, and in many parts of our lives, we yearn to go back to normal. In healthcare, we need to be better than normal. So we need to train people differently. And we need to train for different skill sets, different roles, different qualifications. We need to think differently. If healthcare is going to meet the needs of our communities as we go forward and truly drive access, cost, quality.
Before the pandemic, we heard so much about this brain drain, young people not wanting to stay in Connecticut to work or not wanting to move to Connecticut. Do you think this will change it? And have you already noticed some change?
Absolutely. This is a big motivation. We're going to work to develop, our organizations are so aligned culturally. We have a shared vision. We have a shared point of view on the need to transform healthcare. And Quinnipiac's looking to train the future leaders in healthcare and across so many other disciplines.
And this will add to the students' excitement about being here.
Grateful to have two presidents on the program today, Jeff Flaks, also the CEO of Hartford HealthCare, and Judy Olean from Quinnipiac University.
Thanks, Dennis.
Best of luck in the venture, and thanks for coming on today.
Thank you. We're excited.